and welcome to Season 4. Mike, glad to have you back on the channel. We've got an epic game lined up tonight. First time we're getting the Savage Orcs on the channel.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to see it. Mike, you've been running wild with this army lately at local events, so had to get you out here with them. Also beautiful. You would have seen, or you'll see during lists, you'll see how beautiful this army is, but super cool to see them on the table. Anyways, jumping into things tonight, always want to give a shout out to Printable Scenery, our terrain partner, as well as X-Planet, our local game store, where you can get all your hobby supplies, models, all that fun stuff from. And then always want to give a shout out to our premium members who support their channel with their monthly membership. So getting access to things like, well, an extra battle report every week, voting on our matchups, our private Discord, which is always popping off. So. Yep. Lots of great perks. If you guys do want to support the channel, that's the best way, and we really appreciate it, so thank you. But jumping into things tonight, we're playing a different mission. Again, we're going using the War Coda, so this is Tyler Emerson's, Scorpion Wells, his love letter to making some of the old missions good again, and kind of revitalizing, just giving more options, right? A bunch of, I feel like this edition's been a little stale after so long of playing all those missions, and there's a number that we don't play for various balance reasons, so I see a lot of the same ones. But anyways, tonight we're playing Focal Points, so again a reimagining of one of the old missions, and I'm really excited for it. It'll be good, I think.
Yeah, no, this is a fun mission. I've actually played this mission once before, so it's really good. It's Focal Points. It was always one of the greatest. It got rid of the middle objective, which I'm really appreciative of. Because when it came down to it, that was the issue in this mission. You could always just sit in the middle and just shift around. But now you gotta actually, like, you know, engage, line it up, and it's fun. And
that's the thing. So in addition to the normal hold 1, hold 2, hold more storing, you get an additional point if you hold either end of these pairs of objectives. A little hard to do. Obviously, they're on the edge of our deployment, but if we can get in there, get stuck in, I know that's something you'll want to be doing with all your orcs.
Oh, yes.
But otherwise, we can just jump into lists. So Mike, do you want to take us through your list first?
Yeah, so this is a list I've been running quite often. I've taken this same list to multiple tournaments. I think I used like one different list before involving a rogue idol, but I decided let's get rid of the rogue idol and just add more pigs.
Yeah, so, more bodies.
Yeah, as much bacon as you could possibly chew. And the idea is just flood your opponent with wounds and attacks. It's 189 wounds as a ward. And then I can make the ward better once per game. But essentially it's 40 pigs, so there's 3 units of 10 pigs and hunters, so you can't use monster sand pages on them. That way I can guarantee my all-out attacks and stuff for them. And then 2 units of 5 pigs. And then I got 4 big bosses, so they're fun because they get to do a wombo combo. The Wurgog Prophet over here, who likes to do his eye lasers, which scares everyone. A lowly shaman over there, and some big stabbers.
Sweet. Yeah, a ton of orcs. Obviously, just a horde of bodies. So I've never played against Bonesplitterz, so I'm excited to see what they do. I mean, I have on TTS maybe once or twice, but like in person, it's super cool to see them on the table. So I always love seeing those unique armies that don't get a ton of action. But then looking at my Sylvaneth list tonight, I'm playing Winterleaf for my Glade, so that gives me exploding 6s in combat, and a once per game artifact to pile in and attack twice, which is pretty good. And my loadout is, for my heroes, I have a Tree Lord Ancient, who is my general. He has the artifact I just mentioned, the Frozen Colonel. I have Drycha, who's just a good, kind of all-around hero. And then I have the Warsong Revenant, sorry, not the Warsong Revenant, the Arch Revenant, who just gives a reroll 1 to hit buff for Kurnoth Hunters, which is great. Especially, I have a unit of 6 Scythe Kurnoth and then a unit of 6 Bow Kurnoth. Both those with like, an all-out attack. And
3 rerolling ones is great.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty solid. So hopefully I can get some utility out of those guys. And otherwise, I have 3 units of 5 Spite Revenants just for screens in the front, and 2 units of 5 Tree Revenants for some teleporting in the back. Make you be a little honest, hopefully. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Otherwise, I do have the Spitesworm Hive, just an amazing artifact, endless spell, giving me potentially +3 to move and charge, or +1 to save in an aura. with some of my other defensive abilities, I can be pretty good at safe stacking in Sylvaneth. But you do some mortal wounds here, so we'll see. If we can avoid them or try and weather the storm. But I had a bunch of battalions, Warlord, Hunters of the Heartland, so I ended up outdropping you, even though I was 10 drops here tonight.
Yep.
You were at 14.
14,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so this was a strange one to win here tonight. It is going to give me a choice of who goes first, but before that, Mike, with your your faction, you get to do a pre-game movement with a bunch of units.
Yes.
So we're just going to jump in. Let's do your pre-game movement then, or now, and we'll come back in a moment.
Alrighty.
All right, so back from the pre-game movement, and obviously just moving a couple units up. It's like you want to get in to me pretty quick here, but despite that, hopefully I've screened well enough in this game. Notoriously, in the last Sylvaneth game, I did not screen well enough, and it went badly. So fingers crossed. Mike, I'm going to give you the turn here tonight.
Alrighty.
Try and get that double back at some point, and see if I can kill some orcs.
All right, let's do this.
All right, sounds good. We'll go into Bonesplitterz, turn 1.
The Bonesplitterz battle tactic is Ferocious Advance. The big boss uses Heroic Leadership, which the Tree Lord Ancient fails. The War God Prophet casts Glowy Green Tusk, but is unbound. The Wargog also casts Fists of Gork, dealing 1 mortal wound to the Revenants. The Weird Knob casts Power of the Wereboar on a unit of Boar Boys. The Spite Revenants redeploy, moving 2 inches. The big Stabbas use at the double. The Kurnoth Hunters use all-out defense. The Boar Boys deal 3 damage to the Spite Revenants and 4 damage to the Kurnoth. The Boar Boys use all-out defense, and the Spite Revenants deal 1 damage to them. The Boar Boys kill the Spite Revenants. The Kurnoth Hunters kill the Boar Boys. The Bonesplitterz hold 2 and more objectives and complete their battle tactic for 6 points.
All right, so that was turn 1.
Yep.
I moved 5 pigs in there, killed some of the screen. I mainly wanted to maybe try to do a cheeky damage to maybe see if I can get in.
You take a Kurnoth off.
Yeah, I got close. Left one with 1 wound left on it. I killed the Spite Revenants there, and I charged and killed the Spite Revenants there.
Yeah.
I think I took 1 damage back there, and then the Kurnoth did like 31 damage.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting the pigs to live. They were on a bit of a suicide mission.
I mean, peeling my screens away so you'll eventually get to be, getting into my good stuff pretty soon, so.
So, but I mean, plan here was just to move up, kind of control half the board. He does have teleport, so he can still come behind me. Yeah. It's not too big of a problem for me. I'm fast enough to go back for him if it comes down to it. The main thing is I gotta start doing work on those Kurnoths. There are a lot of wounds, just has to be dealt with. I didn't roll that many mortal wounds until it came to hitting the Kurnoth, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And I tagged some more terrain for my secondary of Predator's Domain. Right?
Yep.
So
Grand Strat.
Yep.
And killed 2 units of Spites. I won't hate losing those, but it's the screens. Obviously, I would gotta keep you from getting into my juicy stuff.
Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, like I asked what they do before the game started, and he said they die. So.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much that. So, and then scoring wise, you do hold 1-2 more.
Yes.
And then because you have the opposite objectives here on the sides, you do get the bonus point from it for this mission. And obviously 2 points for the battle tactic. So big 6 point turn one.
Yeah.
Big round.
I'll take it.
Yeah, cool. And then I guess we'll just jump into Sylvaneth turn one.
All right.
The Sylvaneth battle tactic is Conquer. The Tree Lord Ancient and Big Boss both use heroic leadership. The Tree Lord Ancient uses Heed of the Spirit Song. The Tree Lord Ancient casts Mystic Shield on the Kurnoth Hunters. Drycha fails to cast Verdant Blessing. The Tree Lord Ancient uses Silent Communion. The Boar Boys redeploy, moving 2 inches. The Big Stabbas use all-out defense. The Kurnoth Hunters use all-out attack and deal 14 damage to the Big Stabbas. Big Stabbas getting stabbed. Drycha kills a Big Boss. Good job, Drycha. The Kurnoth Hunters use Forward to Victory but fail their charge. Drycha stomps but deals no damage. Not good job, Drycha. Drycha deals 7 damage to the Boar Boys. The Boar Boys deal no damage to Drycha. The Big Stabbas use Inspiring Presence and 1 Boar Boy flees from Battle Shock. The Sylvaneth hold 2 objectives and complete their battle tactic for 4 points.
All right, so reserved turn 1 for Sylvaneth. There's so many orcs there. Obviously I could have just moved my Kurnoth Hunters in. Try to blow, so there's just too much there and I wasn't really getting into the units that I'm super concerned about.
Yeah, you blasted my wizard to death.
I did, yep. So I tried to reposition to try to delay you getting into me. Threw up a screen here. Tried to charge with how much board control you have from obviously all the movement and charging in. I wanted to throw a unit in here as another wave. Tried to teleport and charge these guys to get them in behind to help screen. Didn't happen. Just trying to reposition. Wanted to get a tree over here from Drycha, but she failed the spell. This was the best I could do with the Tree Lord Ancients one. And again, just trying to take on one piece of your army at a time, not deal with that huge horde, and then just try to whittle stuff down. I killed, like you said, one of your heroes with Drycha shooting. I killed 3 out of 4 of the Big Stabbas with the Kurnoth Hunters.
Yep.
So whittling stuff down, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's like a video game where you're just like having like wave after wave of enemies.
Fight.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I only store hold to 1, hold 2 because I only have the 2 objectives. I do get my battle tactic of Conquer. But that puts me 2 points down. So
let's see this important roll. I'm gonna roll one of your own dice against
Sounds
you. These
good.
season award dice. We're rolling a lot of 6s.
They're hot. That's a 5 for me.
Mine's a 2.
2. So if I had have gotten a screen up here, I would actually be super comfortable giving the turn away. But just with you moving 12 inches, I think I'm going to take the turn here, try now get my defenses up a little better. We'll go into Sylvaneth turn 2.
All right, let's do it.
The Sylvaneth battle tactic is aggressive expansion. The Tree Lord Ancient uses heroic leadership, which the big boss fails. The Big Stabba rallies, but returns no models. The Tree Lord Ancient uses Heed of the Spirit Song. Drycha casts Verdant Blessing. The Tree Lord Ancient fails to cast Spiteswarm Hive. How is he only a one-cast wizard? The Tree Lord Ancient deals no damage. The Boar Boys use all-out defense. The Kurnoth Hunters use all-out attack, killing the Big Stabba and dealing 10 damage to the Boar Boys. Drycha kills the Boar Boys. Atta girl. The Kurnoth Hunters use Forward to Victory and make their charge. The Bonesplitterz call for Wah! Wah! Good job, Jaina. The Kurnoth Hunters deal 10 damage to the Boar Boys. The Boar Boys deal 5 damage to the Kurnoth Hunters. The Boar Boys use Inspiring Presence. The Sylvaneth hold 2 objectives and complete their battle tactic for 4 points.
Alright, so Sylvaneth turn 2, just try to do more damage, take you down. Decent turn, solid turn, not incredible. Obviously did damage shooting, cleared a couple of units, but then wasn't leveraging either my heroes in combat or anything. The bows finished off your Big Stabba, so you can't rally, keep trying to rally them.
Perfectly efficient too, perfectly efficient.
And then killed 3 pages out of the center unit. Being that I wanted to try and take some punch out of them, being that they'll, I'm sure, be getting buffed up and coming across. Did make I failed, obviously, Spiteswarm Hive, but got the Kurnoth in on the reroll charge anyways. I chose not to use my Frozen Kernel, which is at the start of the combat phase. And me having made that choice, then you were able to use your Wah for the ward save, which kept that unit way more resilient.
Yes, the 4-up ward is huge.
Yeah, exactly. You exactly have, perfectly on average, my 20 damage down to 10. If that was 20, that would have been huge, right?
Oh yeah.
Or even if you save, 3 sixes, like 18 damage
20,
there.
20 damage is about, that's almost 7 pigs. Right? 6 pigs, right?
Yeah, so that would have been great. And in hindsight, would it have been worth using the Frozen Kernel to just try and triple that unit? Maybe I just get 3 more pages and it's not the end of the world, but my hope was to really take a big hit out of them so that I could have the Frozen Kernel still for that central unit or when you come across.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just trying to screen out over here, slow you down, get in your way, keep you from, again, leveraging everything. I'm just trying to deal with one piece of your army at a time. And wanted to make a long charge over there just to try and snag this objective, depending on how my Kurnoth did. Didn't get it. So they're there just for the annoyance, but not super secure here, but and then just storing 2 points and my battle tactic.
Easy conquer, right?
Yeah.
Might as well go with it.
Yeah, or aggressive expansion this turn.
Oh yeah, so it goes to expansion.
Yeah.
You did conquer last turn.
Yeah, exactly. Automatic here. It's giving me my 4 points, and that's about it. so we'll go into Bonesplitterz turn 2.
Yeah.
The Bonesplitterz battle tactic is broken ranks. The Wargog use their Wargog mask to kill the Spite Revenants. The Wargog heal 2 wounds from heroic recovery and Drycha fails heroic leadership. The Wargog casts glowy green tusks on the Boar Boys. Drycha unleashes Hell, dealing 4 damage to the Boar Boys. The Tree Lord Ancient uses the Frozen Kernel on the Kurnoth Hunters. The Boar Boys use All-Out Attack and deal 12 damage to the Kurnoth Hunters. Drycha deals 5 damage to the Boar Boys. The Maniac Weird Dom deals 4 damage to the Tree Revenants. The Kurnoth Hunters attack twice and deal 16 damage to the Boar Boys. The Big Bosses kill the Spite Revenants. So savage. The Boar Boys deal 2 damage to Drycha. One Boar Boy and 1 unit of Boar Boys flee from Battle Shock. Bye, boys! The Bonesplitterz hold 2 and more objectives and complete their battle tactic for 6 points.
So another pretty good turn for the Bonesplitterz.
Yeah.
I picked Broken Ranks and I just eye lasered off and then healed because I get to do that. That's fun.
Yep.
And then just pushed forward, took that objective. I swung the pigs here this way. I was thinking of just sitting at the objective as maybe a run, but I wanted to put some damage into Drycha. Did 2 damage. Probably would have been a little bit better not to do that, but now it still opens up if I get a double. I can still try to take that objective, which might be worth my while. I failed to charge here with the big Sabbas. Kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's not that bad. Because if I get a double now, I can just push big Sabbas and try to clean off those Kurnoth.
Yep.
Hopefully there's not a big rally coming their way.
Yes.
Aside from that, like
good turn, big scoring again.
Yeah. A lot of killing, and we'll see what happens with the next one. This is the important role.
Yeah, I think I need this one to try and just, again, reposition, be safe. Let's go. That's a 6.
It's a 2.
Oh, you know I have to take it here. So we are going to jump into Sylvaneth turn 3, live another day, see if we can keep on fighting.
Yep.
All right.
The Sylvaneth battle tactic is Monstrous Takeover. The Tree Lord Ancient and Big Boss both use Heroic Leadership. The Kurnoth Hunters rally, returning 2 models. Oh shit, better watch out! The Tree Lord Ancient uses Heed of the Spirit Song. Drycha casts Regrowth but is unbound. The Tree Lord Ancient fails to cast Mystic Shield. Once again, why are you only a 1-cast wizard? The big Sabbas redeploy, moving 6 inches. 6 inches goes a long ways. The Boar Boys use all-out defense, and Drycha deals 8 damage to them. The Kurnoth Hunters use all-out attack and deal 7 damage to the Boar Boys. The Tree Lord Ancient deals 4 damage to the Boar Boys. The Kurnoth Hunters deal 6 damage to the Big Stabbers. That's a little underwhelming. The Boar Boys deal no damage, then Drycha kills them. The Big Stabbers use Inspired Triumph and deal a combined 11 damage to the Kurnoth. Ooh, ouch. The Bear Boys use Inspiring Presence. Sylvaneth hold 2 objectives and complete their battle tactic for 4 points.
All right, so Sylvaneth turn 3, and
Chewing me down. Chewing me down.
Chewing through you, but not storing enough. I threw my Tree Revenants over there to try and spread you, but you dealt that with them with a hero, so that was kind of silly. Really wish I had them now just to snag that back objective, which is their whole goal. Was going to potentially throw the Tree Lord in just to tie you up and keep them on that objective. Just trying to stretch as thin as I can. I'm killing a bunch, but my Kurnoth went in, really needed to blow up those 2 units, rolled 6 out of 6.
Yeah, all your hits.
Failed wounds on
wound.
3s into that unit.
Yeah.
So I split my attacks. Yeah, so I had a chance to blow them up, but yeah, that was spectacularly bad. You know, in hindsight, again, I didn't make that charge anyways, but I was thinking I could have shot them, but I really just needed to utilize everything I could. You know, maybe I don't even put the Kurnoth in just so I can use Tanglethorn Thicket and be at +2 to save, whatever, sit there and try and soak it. But in the end, I do still take that objective.
Yep.
I hold this, I want to get my battle tactic, so that's 4 points again. And yeah, again, want to get to that bat objective. I just don't have the units to do it with right now, or the trees in the right places. But most of my big stuff's still alive. The Kurnoth are obviously limping, but they're holding out, so that's all I can ask. But yeah, 4 points, so that's it for Sylvaneth, and we'll go into Bonesplitterz turn 3.
Let's do it.
The Bonesplitterz battle tactic is Bring It Down. The big boss uses Heroic Leadership, and Drycha uses their Finest Hour. The Boar Boys rally and return 1 model. The Wargog Prophet fails to cast Power of the Warbear. The Wargog casts Arcane Bolt but is unbound. The Weird Knob fails to cast Bone Spirit. The Wargog uses At the Double. Drycha stomps, dealing 1 mortal wound to the big boss. The 3 big bosses combine to take down Drycha. The Boar Boys deal 2 damage to the Arch Revenant. The Arch Revenant deals 4 damage to the biggest boss. The Bonesplitterz hold 2 and more objectives, complete their battle tactic, and kill a monster for 7 points.
So, another interesting turn for Bonesplitterz.
Yep.
Kind of swung over here, got a whole bunch of long charges, got everything into Drycha and took her down with the bosses, and then did 2 damage to the Revenant. Revenant left, my Warlord was 1 wound.
Yes, perfectly poised for Slay the Warlord next turn.
It's like the reverse Carl. It's like the Carl Uno reverse. It's like, haha, that's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Planned it from the start.
I retreated over here, got more models, or counts as more models within.
You were to be attacking over here first, so it wasn't worth getting hit.
All right, with the daisy chain there, I don't want to lose any more here, and I can kind of guarantee it. And then I'm in position, if I get a double, I'm just going to eye laser them.
Yeah.
So,
and obviously, you do take that, so you have all 4 objectives right now, so that's a ton of points. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more, 1 bonus point, because you get 1 point for either or, you don't get both.
Yeah.
Which is the smart way of designing objectives. Good job, Tyler.
Not boom.
Yeah.
So it's still 6.
No Savage Danes here. And then battle tactics. So good storing. You've been storing well all game, and I've been depending on priority rolls all game.
All right, I want to see a good. No, I'm gonna go with the unicorn. The unicorn's hasn't shown up yet today. So
here we go.
5. That's
4.
a 4.
Okay.
Well, I think I'm gonna take this one. No burning objectives in this game, but this is turn 4 anyway. So.
Yeah. So with that, we're going into Bonesplitterz, turn 4.
All right.
The Bonesplitterz battle tactic is Savage Spearhead. The Wargog Prophet uses the Wargog mask and kills the Kurnoth Hunters. The Big Boss and Arch Revenant both use their finest hour. The Wargog Prophet casts Power of the Werebear on the Big Stabba. The Big Boss uses all-out attack and kills the Arch Revenant. The Bonesplitterz hold 4 objectives and complete their battle tactic for 6 points.
All right, so not my turn. It's your turn.
Yeah, charged in. My guy went all Wolverine on your dude, and the other guy just kind of like got in with.
Yeah, you have just 2 heroes cheekily just barely inside the territory.
Yeah, and
for your battle tactic.
That's about it. Like it was a long charge there. Didn't even bother really. It's like 12. So.
Yeah, neither here nor there. On the battlefield, I still have a couple pieces, but on the scoreboard, which is where the game is won and lost, you're far ahead. Just been outscoring me a couple points.
It's just I was just there, right? Yeah. Like you, honestly, I'm actually surprised the amount of damage you did. It's 189 wounds. It's a ward, and you've just been ripping
chewing through it pretty well. Yeah. But so here you do get hold 1, 2 more. The extra point for the angle.
Regardless of angle, I decide to
exactly. Pick. And then your battle tactics, so another 6-point round. So that's big. But here, after your turn, we will go into Sylvaneth's turn. I'm going to be storing probably at most my battle tactics 1, 2 points. So in round 4 here, we're going to talk it out real quick. I'll walk onto this, take it, try and cast a spell to summon Wildwood. I fail it. I would go for Slay the Warlord. I think 1 wound left.
You bonk him.
Do it.
He's going to die.
And then they also can charge in, so they have their trample and like different things. They'll get that 1 wound.
And then on my turn, I would just retreat over here and get Conquer.
Yeah. Well, so let's go with that. So we'll store 3 points on my turn. Is what Sylvaneth will get, and then we'll go into priority.
Oh yeah, you'd get a prior. I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, so I would go up there, get Conquer. That would be my last battle tactic of the game, and I would still get the 6.
So you would, get your 6 points again. My best hope would be to win not win a priority, but the Tree Lord survives. Let's pretend he survives with 1 wound, and he would cast a Wildwood. If you can unbind it.
No, it'd go off.
Okay, so just to talk it out real quick. If he survived, which he'd be +2 to save, finest hour +3. Exactly, I would summon the Wildwood on my turn 5 for Savage Spearhead. I still have that 1 guy off.
He's dead.
No, he's alive. He retreated out. So technically, he got forgotten about then, and he's just been hanging out over there. But even if I summon a Wildwood, I could teleport the Kurnoth too. Assuming they're alive. But I mean, I don't think you'll be chewing through the Kurnoth, so.
No, it's like I'm not within 12 of them. I'm not even gonna bother. Like it's
moving quickly. Good chance I would get my battle tactics. If we played it out, it could be interesting. But I mean, neither here nor there for the result of the game.
You would probably get the battle tactics at this point. It's almost expected.
30 wounds in that unit. It's hard to chew them down.
And even then, I've spread out. And I have probably half the terrain at this point anyway. Like,
Yep. You hugely have Predator's domains. You store your
grand strategy.
Grand strategy, yeah, that's the one. And I still have, again, assuming he survived, I would still have a Tree Lord left for the magic one, prize sorcery. So we both got our grand strats, but again, it was a good strap.
Yeah.
Good strap.
No, I'm actually very surprised. And we were actually talking a little bit about this before. When you take out the top tier alpha shooting, a lot of the lower tier armies climb up a lot.
Yeah.
Like, Karen Offensive Sites don't fuck around, right? It's
There's still solid output. Even here, the bows with a unit of 6, do the +1 hit and reroll 1s.
I'm not save stacking with my army, so my army is just wounds, and like the bows just cut through me like butter, and then the Sice, I don't even care about getting a save against them.
Yep.
And but yeah, like it's one of those things where if you look at the top tier armies, and I still think it's if you tone them down a bit, you push up a lot of the other armies, and you're gonna get a lot more.
Give them a
diversity.
chance to fight. Where if my heroes are getting shot off turn after turn, there's no fight there. But yeah, good game. It was really cool to see the Bonesplitterz on the table.
Yes.
The army is awesome. I'm honestly also pretty surprised that like. Now, those early priorities were big for giving me the turns to answer and whatnot, so it could have cascaded and been bad early, but able to fight. Sylvaneth has the damage.
Yes.
They have save stacking. What this army has always suffered with is their movement or lack thereof, and then like magic reliability. So actually getting, combos with the magic with the movement because they're relying on that magic to get them where they need to go. Didn't get the Spite Swarm Hive off one turn.
Yeah.
And didn't get any of my tree summons off, so I wasn't really like leveraging the best solution to my mobility issues. It was a good game though.
No,
it was tough.
It's one of those things I like to see, like these different matchups you don't get to see too often, right?
Yeah.
And like if Bonesplitterz, which I think are becoming slightly more popular, if not, it might just be me and like one or two people online. But if they do become more popular and people just start saying, I'm just going to throw wounds at you, Sylvaneth actually do have the damage.
Yeah.
I actually almost want to see how well they do into flies, like Nurgle flies.
Yeah, I feel like they tear them up.
Because the Sice just going to cut through the flies, right? If you could drop a unit of flies a turn, Nurgle's going to start sweating.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what we're seeing about the wound pools. It's like DPS checks, we're seeing it in Nurgle, like you said. Bonesplitterz, it's a similar idea. Soul Blight, all those Horde armies. We're seeing, at least locally, we're seeing a lot more of those armies, and then obviously you've still got the Stormcasts who do have the damage and that.
Funny enough, the Bonesplitterz love fighting Stormcasts.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's just, okay, cool, you shot me, I don't care.
Yeah, lots of wounds to chew through, but yeah, good game here. Great to get the Sylvaneth out and like have a fighting chance and like, be able to scrap and
it's always nice when it's a little bit more of a well-matched fight.
Oh yeah, this is good. So had a good time. Obviously love playing on this mission again from War Coda, so go check out the War Coda if you haven't before.
Good mission.
Great mission packs, or mission pack with 4 missions in there, so highly recommend them. And big win here for the Orcs. Sylvaneth now 0-2 against the Greenskins in their last 2 matches on the channel, but we'll come back. Maybe we'll try Cruel Boys. Maybe they'll be a little easier for us. But that Mortal Wound shooting, we can't close too fast into them either.
No. I'm actually, that's one of the armies I want to play against, is the Mortal Wound shooting, because 20 Mortal Wounds a turn.
Yeah, it could be spicy. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess, unless there's anything else you want to say.
No, thanks for having me over. And
always a pleasure.
Maybe
again,
you'll be by again some other time. Maybe I won't. We don't know.
Yeah, great to see the Bonesplitterz again, so thanks for bringing them down. But that's about it. So we'll say a big thank you to everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this match, and we'll see you soon in another battle report.
Peace.